Hey, friends, whether you're going to ISTE this year or you can't go, we are going to take the next 2 weeks to learn some awesome things about education technology. Now, I can't go this year to ISTE, but you're not going to find me moping around. We don't need FOMO. I mean, that's ridiculous. Who can do everything every single year? So, for all of you ISTE fans like me, the next 9 episodes airing from Monday, June 17th through Thursday, June 27th, I've created some special ISTE 2019 episodes of the 10-Minute Teacher. This will be perfect 10-minute learning bites for all of us who can't be there this year, and perhaps for some of you guys as you fly on the plane there or back. It'll include some hot ISTE speakers, some keynotes, and some conversations you can't get anywhere else, including a really cool hot or not episode with somebody you're definitely going to know. Remember to follow the ISTE hashtags on Twitter, hashtag ISTE19 and hashtag not at ISTE19 for some great learning. So today's show is from my friend Eric Curts. Now, last year, Eric, Casey Bell, Matt Miller, and I presented at a Google Smackdown, and it was so much fun. And I'll certainly be missing that for sure. But this year, Eric is presenting 7 times, including a presentation, Google Tools for Struggling Learners, that I would definitely be at if I could be there. You can see his list of presentations at coolcatteacher.com/Eric. So today we're going to share a popular show that Eric recorded sometime back for the 10-Minute Teacher, 23 Gsuite ideas to excite kids about learning. Go to coolcatteacher.com/reel for a free summer planning guide and to learn 5 things for teachers to do in the summer to feel rejuvenated. Learn more at the end of the show.
The 10-Minute Teacher Podcast with Vicki Davis. Every weekday, you'll learn powerful, practical ways to be a more remarkable teacher today.
Oh, it's back to school, and so many of us are getting ready to introduce the Gsuite of tools in the classroom. For those of you who don't know what that is, that's all these Google tools. And Eric Curts from Control-Alt-Achieve and co-leader of the Ohio Google Educators Group has so many fantastic ideas. You'll definitely want to check the transcript and show notes for all of these ideas. So, Eric, give us some cool ways that we can use Gsuite to start off the school year with a punch.
What I'm going to take a look at here as we run through these today are just some of the common Google tools that we tend to use, but maybe look at them from a different angle and some fun ways they can be used. So why don't we start off with Google Docs? Most people think of that as Google's word processing program, which obviously it is, and that's a fantastic way for students to write reports and, write stories and all the normal things. But some fun twists that you can put on this. Some folks don't know that Google Docs supports emojis. You can actually insert emojis right from the Insert Special Characters menu, and this can open up a lot of really fun activities for students. If you're looking for a way to get them engaged and excited early on in the year, they can write emoji stories, or they can summarize a story or a movie or something they've seen recently using emojis. They can also incorporate this into math. Yes, I used to be a math teacher, so I always have a soft spot for math. Emojis can be a great way to replace variables to bring a better concrete understanding of what you're doing when solving math problems. And there's a lot of other possible neat examples. And like you said, in the show notes, there'll be links to all of my blog posts that go into the specific details on those. But that's a fun thing. While still on the topic of docs, another neat thing to do is to use the highlight tool, but not for highlighting. Let's turn it on its head and use it to black things out. In Google Docs, you can use the highlighting tool to do blackout poetry, where students start with some text and then remove all the words except what they want to leave for their found poem. You can also use the exact same tool to do summarization. It's a process called text reduction strategy, which is typically done with a big black marker and an actual piece of paper or an article, but you can do it in Google Docs as well. You can take an article from one of the many excellent websites like Dogo News, throw that in there and have the students go through and remove everything that's not critical so that they end up with their summarization of the article. It's a great way to help move students toward those summarization skills. Beyond that, lots of other fun things you can do include creating choose your own adventure stories. Great one for students to work together in a group where they write a story and use hyperlinks inside of the doc to jump to different pages images as they write their own Choose Your Own Adventure story. Those are just a couple docs ideas.
Fun. And plus, Choose Your Own Adventure would give you the ability to teach about anchors and teach about hyperlinks. There's so many things you can do with these ideas. I love them, Eric.
Absolutely.
Okay, what's next?
Sure. Let's jump over to Google Slides. A lot of times we think of Google Slides as the presentation tool, which of course it is. And there's nothing wrong with that. Please don't get me wrong. It's fantastic for kids to just do a presentation, stand up in front of the class, do a book talk, or talk about their explorer or their animal. But there's a lot of other fun things you can do with slides. One way to do is to create comic strips with Google Slides. And what you can do is think of each slide as a different panel of the comic strip. And students could then insert clip art and animations and speech bubbles. And when they then publish that to the web, you've got an online animated comic strip, whether it's to explain a vocab term or a science concept or retell part of a story. In the same vein, you can create ebooks or storybooks with Google Slides, where each slide is a page of the ebook, and you are allowed to change the page dimensions. It doesn't have to be the normal landscape. You can make a portrait, you can make it square to make it whatever size book you want. Other fun things include stop motion animation. This is a fun trick you can do with slides where basically you just speed up the slideshow by hacking the URL just a little bit on the presentation so that you get each slide going by at maybe a quarter of a second. And you can either take actual photographs using the built-in webcam of your Chromebook or whatever device you have, or you can just add images and move them around from one slide to the other. But again, it's another great creative way for kids to tell stories or express their understanding. Beyond that, some other fun things you can do, especially with the little ones. I do have a bunch of manipulative type slideshows. We've got a one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish sorting activity. That's great when you're doing Dr. Seuss stuff. I've also got a build a snowman one. May want to hang off on that a little bit further into the winter months, but it's a great template that allows students to build their own snowman with a wide collection of eyes and noses and mouths and ears and hats and all sorts of other things. And so they copy and paste those onto their snowman. Then there's a box where they write a little story about what their snowman's done that day or what he's going to be going off to do. So lots of real fun things you can do with slides besides just a traditional presentation.
Now, all of these hacks, you have cute little videos and tutorials and things to help us. So we're just giving you teachers an overview, and then you can pick what you want. So do we have time for another one?
Sure. Google Sheets is another fun one. We usually think of Google Sheets as something for math or for doing charts and graphs, and it certainly is. Don't forget that it's always great for that. But it's also a great way to do things like pixel art. I have a template that you can use where you simply put in some letters there, and it creates a colored-in box for each one of those, and you can make pixel art. Or how about language arts with Google Sheets? Absolutely. Sheets are great for randomization. So I've got two templates for random writing prompt generators. One gives you words being randomly put together. Another one is random emojis being put together. In both places, it allows you to generate a whole bunch of random writing prompts that'd be great for journal entries or short stories or poems. Beyond that, if we can still squeeze something in, I'd throw in Google Drawings. Cool. One of my favorites. I think it's overlooked a lot of times because it's kind of hidden down in the menus there. But Google Drawings is a great way to do loads of things, including graphic organizers. Interactive images, which is like ThingLink. If people are familiar with that, you can use Google Drawings to make images and put hyperlinks on that branch out to videos and websites and additional information. Google Drawings is a great way for creativity with magnetic poetry, drag and drop poetry. It's also fantastic for math. A lot of great manipulatives and interactives you can do, such as teaching congruent figures and similar figures, partitioning shapes. We've got algebra tiles, pattern blocks, lots and lots of templates that I've created that you can just hit the ground running with those. But Google Drawings also serves well as a desktop publishing tool because there really isn't something built into Google Suite that quite does what like Microsoft Publisher does. And so Drawings is a nice stand-in for that, for things like creating greeting cards. I've got a couple templates for that, as well as making educational, motivational posters. We're used to those big black posters with the big picture and the word at the bottom with a neat saying. Those can be done for actual motivation topics, or you can pick a vocab term of the week and then add an appropriate image to go with it and a definition in your own terms. And all of those, again, those templates are all available on the ControlAltAchieve.com website.
Oh, teachers, I know your mind is blown, but here's the thing. You've all got great ideas, whether it's emojis for variables in algebra. There's so many ideas. So one of the greatest things to do with kids is to show them something they've never seen before. And the best time to do that is in the first week or two of school. Blow their minds. Follow the links in the show notes. And I love Eric's website, particularly because he shows us how to do stuff, but also all the free templates. I have been tweeting out and sending out stuff of his all day, the day we're taping here, just because I love it. It's a great resource for Gsuite. And good luck with back to school and get in there and use these tools and have some fun. Today's sponsor that makes this show possible is the 40-Hour Workweek program. If you want to be more productive and save time, you need to try out Angela Watson's 40-Hour Workweek. You can go to coolcatteacher.com/join. Now, the program just opened this past Saturday, June 15th, and through June 30th, you can get 3 bonuses along with early access to the Facebook group and resources to help you plan your summer. Now, several years ago, I went through this program and it saved me 15 hours a week. Now, I'm not down anywhere near to the 40 hours, but it has saved me a lot of time. And you could even say that I wouldn't have found the time to be able to do the podcast until I had become more efficient in my classroom. So check it out, the 40-Hour Workweek Club from Angela Watson, coolcatteacher.com/join.
Thank you for listening to the 10-Minute Teacher Podcast. You can download the show notes and see the archive at coolcatteacher.com/podcast. Never stop learning.